Welcome back. Let's do it again. Can you articulate your value to me as the buyer? What is your value that you bring? And that has to be very specific, not so that I can only hear it, but I can see it in my mind, because we're a community of visual people, most of us. And television did that starting when television came out in the 40s. Because I remember seeing television on a very small screen in front of me, but a mirror underneath it so the picture was magnified on a bigger screen. So how can you articulate your value? And if everybody isn't on the same value proposition, to use buzzwords for the industry in every business, that's the purpose of your next meeting, to get together in your war room. And certainly it's not a sales meeting, it's a client getter meeting and a client keeper meeting. Make good words so that everybody understands that and they can see it. So that's so important. Let's talk a little bit more about it. But what is that reason that you prove your value? And let's just not talk about ever saving money. CFOs can see reduced costs, but you don't want to talk about that so much as if you're talking to the CEO, you're making money by networking. There are 30,000 foot people, and we've talked about this before. But all of this right now demands that we talk about it again. CEO, reducing costs. Be specific. HR, who you might talk to, the people. Not HR, the people, or some really name other than HR that we all understand. And that's if you're in our business of teaching workers' comp, training workers' comp, that's hiring, and that's recovery at work after an incident or an injury. So talk the language of the people you're talking to. That's number one in your value proposition, so they can understand it and they don't tune you out. Critical. Number two in that value, what's going to happen 8 months from now when you go back and give your report to management to set up the renewal? How are you going to espouse those values that you promised here and you check throughout? Is it going to be returning workers to work promptly because of the doctor relationship you set up? Is it going to be having the adjuster come out who handles the big fleet so that your client meets that adjuster who's going to work on the claims? Is it the auditor for liability and comp? What's the value proposition to make your client very comfortable that they should hire you? See you next time.